Mesechus Sota Daf Chof Hey. The Gemara declares the Shaili Boiluhu Iveris Aldas, and the husband wants to mekayim and stay married to the wife that's Iveris Aldas. Could he stay married with her or not? And the Gemara brings a rife from the fact that Bezdin could mekan on behalf of the husband. And the Gemara says that if a husband could stay married with his wife, even if she is a Veris Aldas, so how could Bezdin go and be mekana for the husband? When he comes back, he could say he wants to stay with her. Rashi says that the understanding of the Gemara's kasha is that Bezdin could be mekana on behalf of the husband that's beis asurim, who was nishtat, it's because it's ochan adam shloi befonov. And the Gemara means to ask that if he's loy nichale, since not a schus, and Bezdin can't be a shliach on his behalf, since he's like nichale and it's in chavan adam shtei b'fanav. I know it Yehuda and Chasam Sofer, the Meirich b'divrei Rashi, and they discussed that the Rabbanim told them that they want mekana and made a kini on one's wife that was a porutz, and the Yehuda writes that in a situation like the show was discussing, that the husband was there and knew about the issue with his wife, and he wasn't ready to divorce his wife. So Bezdin themselves can't be mekan on his behalf, although Bezdin could make a kini that's only bidin zachan adam shloi b'fanav. However, if the husband's here and does not want to be mekan, Bezdin can't make a kini on his behalf without the halach of zachan adam shloi b'fanav. And the Yehuda is mistapik that it could be specifically Bezdin could pass the halacha of zachan adam shloi b'fanav, and a regular shliach he can't make because it's a choiv. And the Yehuda asks, if it's midin zachan adam shloi b'fanav, why do you need a posuk that Bezdin could make a kini on behalf of the husband? Ein chaznish that says the answer to Rashi is the reason why you need a posuk is because since the husband's not here and there's not that much aims to the Baal, so therefore you would think it doesn't pass a kini, and that's when we need a posuk to say that it passes a kini even when the husband's not b'fanav. Ein klichemdo that's ma'ich b'divrei Rashi, and he asked if in your posuk it's mashma, it's not midin zachan adam shloi b'fanav, and he learns not like Rashi, it's not midin zachan, rather it's a new halacha that Bezdin could make a kini on behalf of a husband that's not here. V'ayin sham. Moving further on, ein tshuvis ber Yitzchak from Yitzchak Elchanan Zochayin Levachan Siman Aleph. He has a tremendous arichas the gabi the gdorim of zachan adam shloi b'fanav, and he declares what's halacha if someone's not in his house erev Pesach and he has chametz and he's not selling his chametz wherever he is. Could Bezdin go on his behalf and sell his chametz on his behalf because of zachan adam shloi b'fanav? And the Ber Yitzchak is meirich that it could be zachan adam shloi b'fanav is specifically zachan le'adam. You could acquire something on someone's behalf midin zachan, but it's not zachan me adam lo yamina. And Ber Yitzchak brings a raya from Rashi over here. The Rashi says clearly that the get of kinui that Bezdin does on behalf of a husband that is locked on bebeis asurim or was nishtatis because of zachan lo adam shloi b'fanav, even though we're not acquiring anything for the husband, nevertheless it passes zachin akorchach. You see that you don't need specifically zachin lo adam, and even zachin me adam amina. And the chasnish that also asks this kasha from Rashi on the Ktsois, and I the Sefer Mincha Chareva that brings from the Einik Yontiv that says an answer to the Ktsois Achoshin, because over here it's Bezdin has a stronger yad to be zeicha the adam shloi b'fanav, and even in a situation when it's zachin me adam and passes chiyah specifically by Bezdin, and without the koyach of Bezdin it wouldn't pass chiyah. Ein shurim in the Dom Daf Lamed Vov, U'Meirich b'divrei Ktsois Achoshin, and in the Shir in Yevamas Daf Kuf Yud Gimel, we explained that the beer of the nidin of the Ktsois, that the Ktsois is mechadish, that zachin is specifically le'adam and not me'adam. However, the Rishonim of not like that, and the beer of the Machlokes is totally that the Ktsois is going to say that the gather of zachan adam shloi b'fanav is not the pshat like Tosis and Ksubis, Dafir Aleph, that it's a non-sadi that he made him into a shliach, because if it's a non-sadi that he made him into a shliach, doesn't make a difference. If it's me Adam or la Adam, it's an algemeiner koyach of shlichus. However, the Ktsos learns it's a new halacha, the midinyan, you have a koyach to be zeicha for your friend. It's a din mechudeshes midinyan. So on that halacha mechudeshes, that's auch an Adam shlefon of the Ktsos is mechadish, it's dafka le Adam and not me Adam. Ein Yitzchak Elchanan at Tshuva, he has a tremendous arichas, and he proves another chiddush from this Rashi. Since it's mavur that Bezdin could be mekana for someone that was neshtatu, or for someone that was nescharish, even though the lav bnei dayan in who see that passes schia, even on somebody that is a shaita, and it's like Shitas a Rambam that passes schia for a shaita, and not like the Rosh that holds that doesn't pass schia for a shaita. And according to the Rosh, only someone's itim chol and itim shaita passes schia. And if it's a Chalan says, you can't say it's a kosuv, that it's chal the kini of Bezdin, because it's mavur, it's midin shlichos and schia. However, ayin einig yontiv, they mentioned before, that's mavur, that's a special koyach that Bezdin has to make a stronger schia, and therefore, even according to the Shitas, that wouldn't pass schia to a shaita, it would pass schia of Bezdin to a shaita. Ayin oid min chachareva is ma'irich bezev ayin sham. Moving further on, the Gemara declares a shaila, if a husband could be moichel on his kino, or he can't be moichel on his kino, and the Gemara brings a raya from the fact that Bezdin can make a kino on behalf of someone that's based asurim, or nescharish, or neshtate. And if the halacha is that a husband could be moichel on the kino, you say, how could Bezdin make a kinui on behalf of someone that's based asurin, or someone who's nescharish? How could Bezdin make a kinui? Ein machen Ephraim. They asked on this Gemara that the Gemara is very hard to understand, because there's two separate halachas over here. There's one halacha of a kinui that the husband does to his wife, and then there's another halacha that when Bezdin is mekan on his behalf, it's chal midin zachin la'odam shlei befonov. That's an independent halacha, that it's a schus. And the Machan Ephraim asks, if that's the case, why is the Gemara kasha specifically totally on the fact that he could be moichel kinoi, even if he can't be moichel kinoi, since the whole kinoi of Bezdin was because of Zachan Adam Shlei B'fanav, he could say it's not a schus, he doesn't want this kinoi, and be mevatel the whole chalais kinoi. So why is the Gemara only asking on the tzad that he could be moichel on the kinoi? So the Machan Ephraim says the answer to this kash is that's mavu in the sugya, the al korchoch on the schus gomor. He can't be moichel after the schus was done on his behalf. However, ayin nedbihud and that tshuva that says miteich dorov that he holds that even in the schus gomor, if the husband comes and says he's like nichle to that Bezdin was mekana on his behalf, it's mavatel the schos. And it's important to note that according to the Nigantiv they mentioned before, that the schia now is sugya, while das Bezdin is a stronger koyach of schia that you find specifically by Bezdin. So it's not a raya to a schus without Bezdin that doesn't pass a machotz. Could be specifically since this schia was done through Bezdin, therefore the husband can't make a machot. Moving further on, the Gemara brings a machlokes if that the husband can be moichel on the skinoi, is it specifically before the stira or even after the stira he can be moichel on the kinoi? And the Chayim asks, it's very hard to understand, how can you moichel on the kinoi after the stira, since at the time of the stira there's a issa that's chal, and as a din like a vada issa, so how is a poka the issa mikoyach the stira by the fact that he's meichel on the kina? The Kvek in his Chuvas says that he's bothered by this kasha a long time, and he says the answer must be that since there's a bittul on the kina b'koyach is mechila, and the mechila is oiker, the kina the mafreya. Without the kina, the steerer wouldn't answer because ein oisin al yichod. So therefore, it's hadadina that the steer was as if there was no kina, and therefore doesn't answer. Ein Reb Chaim in Sefer in Hilchos Yibam Chalitza says a little different than Kvega. It says that the mechila is oiker the kina mekan la'abo, and nevertheless, since the whole issa mikoyach the steerer is only mikoyach the kina, and since you mavatel the kina mekan la'abo, it's as if you don't have any kina, and therefore there's no issa mikoyach the kina. Eine Mincha Chareva that learns according to the Meiri that since you moichel on the kinoi, it's as if you're showing that from this person that she was so nister with, there's no pritzes, he's not a porutz, and there's no reglayim l'dover b'chlal. So therefore, it's also hated that since there's no reglayim l'dover, there's no isim mikoyach the stira. That's mashman zemachloikes Reb Chaim and Reb Kveger. In Mechila v'kinu, it's oiker the kinu mekanal abol mafreya. Kvega says that's oiker the mafreya. However, in B'chaim is mashma that's only oiker mekanal abol. And tzorchim, what's the beer in machlokes? It could be it's totally in the geder of Mechila v'kinu. I in the Sefer Birchas Avam that's Meirich declare what the geder of Mechila Sakino is, and he declares, do you need Eidim on Mechila Sakino? And he says, the Bamiti Shlachkor, if Mechila Sakino is midin Osi Dibur Umevatel Dibur, so it's a new Chalois, maybe it needs Eidim, and maybe it needs a Dibur, but if it's a Mechila and a Gilui Das, that the husband's not makbid, then it won't even need a dibur and doesn't need edim. So there's a makom to say it's totally induced to stodem nachloikes Reb Chaim and Reb Kveger, because if it's midin osi dibur and vatel dibur, so it's totally in the shaila what the gdorim of osi dibur and vatel dibur is, ein mechonan, stipler, and it could be osi dibur and vatel dibur is mekan labo. However, if the gather is there is megala das that he doesn't have a kpeda, so there's makom to say that it's mafreya and yesh ayin on both stadim, the ayin shamoit.